Well, good afternoon. Happy Friday. Mark Milam here, your mortgage professional. Let's get right to what's happening in the market. Not a terrible week in terms of mortgage interest rates. We actually saw some improvement as the week wore on. This is the past 4 business days. Monday was not particularly good, but we improved every day thereafter and finishing out the week in a little bit better territory than we were starting the week. Really, I think a lot of this is just around less volatility as it pertains to tariffs. We just haven't had these huge announcements, these big stock market sell-offs, these big swings in the bond market. And for that, you just start to see this gradual improvement. Really, investors are no different than home buyers. They need confidence. They need confidence that things are not about to change again. And so when you have several days in a row where you don't change your tune, or change what we're doing in terms of the tariffs, or change a lot about the outlook of the economy, you get a little bit more stability and momentum, and we were the recipients of that this week. That's all good news as we saw interest rates come down just a little bit, not a ton there, but just a little bit. Got some news yesterday that was a little ominous if you saw the headline. This is talking about existing home sales, that March existing home sales, which is in the books now. March is obviously in the books since we're finishing up April. They dropped to their lowest March level since 2009. We all know what was going on in 2009, the Great Recession, too big to fail. So getting back to those levels this spring buying season is not very welcome. Sales of previously owned homes, again, we're talking about existing home sales here, fell 5.9% from February, even though inventory was up nearly 20% from a year earlier. So basically what we're saying is we haven't seen a spring this lukewarm, this tepid, dating all the way back to the Great Recession. And why would that be? Well, lots of theories out there about that, but the main one that I would purport is that, hey, sales in March means you're probably locking an interest rate in January or February. And what was going on in January or February? Well, if we take a quick look here at what was happening with interest rates back earlier in the year in January, we were up around 7.25% on the 30-year fix. Right as we moved through January and even into February, rates were still in the sevens. And anytime you do that, anytime you have rates ticking up from the sixes into the sevens, it's a little bit like turning off the water fountain. You're just turning off the spigot in terms of the number of buyers who can A, qualify, and B, are comfortable with the monthly payment that they're getting. So those higher rates to start the year resulted in a weaker spring buying season. Now we got lower rates as we move through the second half of February and on into March. And hopefully we'll see the momentum continue with transactions improving as we push through the balance of spring and head towards early summer. That will be key. That will be important because we certainly don't want to be setting any kind of record or dating back to the Great Recession as it pertains to purchase activity. All right, one last thing. We're proud to announce here at Highland Mortgage, our proprietary bridge loan program has a new feature called Elevate. And Elevate here allows us to use up to $35,000 of bridge loan funds for improvements on a current departure residence. So lots of things typically that a good listing agent will want you to do as you're listing your home for sale. These could involve floor repair, carpet replacement, even staging, kitchen upgrades, landscaping, including fencing or HVAC, roofing, those kind of items. Well, now you can tap into our zero interest, zero payment bridge loan to use not only for down payment on your new home, but you can finance up to $35,000 worth of improvements so you can hopefully get top dollar for your departure residence and your home will sit on the market for less of a period of time. If I can be of any service to you over the weekend, don't hesitate to reach out. Mark.Milam at highlandmtg.com. Have a good weekend.